Your mind, it is like a gun. And you want to load it up with little itty bitty bullets of knowledge.
Message!
What's going on, family? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Know Yourself Academy. It's your guy Boro, the Lucky Libra, and as you can see, we're picking the Mercury series back up. So first of all, before we get into this, I posted I posted a reading, general reading for the new moon transiting the signs last night, and I got a constructive critique about me, speaking a little fast, y'all, so I'm gonna try to slow it down, man. Got a lot of planets in Libra, got a lot of air, y'all, but I'm gonna be real conscious of that, just to make sure, even though y'all could replay and whatnot, just to help you soak it in the moment. So for the most part, went on a little hiatus, but we back to it in the Mercury series, all right? So what is Mercury? Once again, Mercury is how we think and communicate. When we talk about our planets, all right, these are our tools that we picked, all right? We pick these things as spirits. We're using these things. Your Mercury sign ain't using you. You using it. Your sun ain't using you. You using it. But when we don't have the awareness of our energies, these planets, they gonna do what they gotta do. They gonna do what they do. They are an energy, and that energy has to be released, has to be pushed out, has to be experienced or whatnot. So if we don't have awareness of our planets and our tools, then it's like they're gonna be doing everything all willy-nilly in our houses, and we ain't gonna really be able to pinpoint what's going on in our life, why we may be enticed to do certain things, why we're catching certain influences, all right? So for the most part, when we're talking about our Mercury, this tool is used to think and communicate. This tool is used more so with the left brain, more so with your thoughts, all right? I believe the what's his name? Greek mythology or whatnot, the Greek god Thought. I believe that's basically representation of Mercury. That was another name for Mercury, thought. So when we talk about Mercury organizing the thoughts, it's also organizing the thoughts to see how to communicate it to others. Mercury is where you're real critical at. All right, wherever you got Mercury is where you're gonna be real critical at. But we understand the houses are areas of life. The sign is how you push the energy out. So the house Mercury is in is gonna be an area of life you're real critical about, and you're always thinking about developing ideas about that area of life. The sign is how you push that out, how you push out your thoughts, and how you communicate and relate to others. And now we talking about Mercury in Gemini. Now, we know Gemini, mutable air. All right, mutable air ruled by Mercury. All right, so Mercury loved to be in Gemini. Mercury is having the time of his life in Gemini because it's home, so it's comfortable doing the things it wants to do. We know Gemini, being mutable air, is dealing with logic and communication. It's dealing with a motherfucking multitude of thoughts, all right? And it's all dealing with a bunch of different ways of pushing this out. Gemini is a real dualistic sign, all right? The twins. So it's not so more so. I don't like to say that it's Gemini represents the feminine and the masculine energy. Energy is feminine or masculine, all right? It can't represent both, all right? So I've heard some astrologers say that, so I just want to nip that one in the bud. When we talk about Gemini, it's an air sign. Air is a masculine energy. Air, fire is the masculine, is the push out, is the yang. Water, earth is the receiving, all right, is the yin. So Gemini is a masculine sign, aka they want to push out the Mercury, all right? They want to push out their thoughts and communication. The feminine side of Mercury would be Virgo, all right? And I also like to say that's where it's exalted at. So it's like home / exalted in Virgo. But when we talk about Mercury in Gemini, it's home here. So people that have Mercury in Gemini, which you're either going to be a Taurus, a Gemini, or a Cancer. We know Mercury is only going to be in the sign it's in, the previous sign, or the sign ahead of your sun sign. Mercury is the closest planet to the sun. So the way we think and communicate is the closest thing to our actions, all right? This is hand in hand, all right? Our actions should be governed by our thoughts in some type of shape or form, all right? Well, we do want to find a balance with our feelings and emotions when it comes to the thoughts, but that's a video for us talking about the balance between the masculine and feminine energies, left and right brain. But when we talk about Mercury being in that air sign, it's home, but it's comfortable pushing out its intellect, relating its thoughts, relating its ideas. Don't care about hesitating about communicating that to others because it's mutable air. So mutable air considers the thought and the communication methods of others and the ways others relate to help itself build more information about things, more perspective about things. Mercury is a very curious planet. When we look at Mercury, we want to think about it as a little brother, all right? The youngest brother in a planetary family, all right? Sometimes the youngest siblings know how everything in the house works. Sometimes you don't know what your youngest sibling be knowing because they just be having their ear everywhere. They just analyzing everything. They seeing how their siblings move, how their parents move. They have a lot of things to observe in the household being the youngest sibling. So don't underestimate somebody Mercury, aka don't be underestimating what you think somebody know, how you think somebody think for the most part, especially if they Mercury is in a place where it's hard to pick up on them things, aka Mercury in Scorpio, Mercury in the 8th house, Mercury in Aquarius, all right? And when we talk about Mercury and Gemini, you gon' get a sense of how they think and communicate, but don't trust it. Don't trust it because these people, they know how to deal with multiple ways of communicating. Once again, it's mutable. So when Gemini gets in here, it's like, oh shit, let's get it. Mutable air. I get to entertain all type of thoughts, not just my own thoughts of other people, see how other people think and communicate about things. I could develop more ideas about that. I could gain more information through that. I could evolve my communication methods. I could be adaptable and mutable with my communication methods. So look, this is just like, I'm just warming up, family. I got some bullets, you know, just based off of some, you know, personal energies and whatnot, and some things that I just wanted to make sure, personal energies of people I know, previous readings, and because there's just some points I want to make sure I make. Previous videos, I realized, you know, I get mad because I'll rewatch a video and there'd be some points that me just freestyling I didn't get to make. So I'm gonna make more of a conscious effort of making these notes to helping me jot down certain important critical points. So these people are mutable and adaptable with their communication style. So this is why I say don't trust it so much. And this is not to say you Mercury and Gemini people are sneaky or liars or manipulative. Anybody could be them things. But for the most part, if you guys are a sneaky, manipulative, or what you call it, type of Mercury and Gemini, it's gonna be filtered through the ways of being able to analyze how somebody communicates and then stay in a communication bag, but have other perspectives and other ways of relating to the person just in case this person switch up or you know, starts relating differently. It's like these guys be 10 steps ahead. Mercury and Gemini be 10 steps ahead mentally when they're dealing with communication with others. They be breaking down the conversation while they end the conversation. These people, like I said, Mercury's home here, so it's having a time of its life when it's getting to critique, analyze, observe, see the details of things, all right? Especially when it comes to communication. So these people, you know, communication is almost like these people like things that stimulate the mind, Rubik's Cubes, and crossword puzzles, and Scrabble, and shit, the games that make your mind think, and you gotta figure shit out. Like, they love shit like that. So they can be enticed to be in a type of energy where they're breaking things down even when they don't really got to be extra broken down, if that makes sense. So a simple conversation, they'll dive deep into it mentally to the point they might even start, like, they become wizards of communication, all right? They know how to get answers to things. This is a thing that's common with a lot of air signs, all right? Mercury and air signs, but, you know, for the most part, they know how to get answers to things without asking you things directly, okay? Because they're able to, like, just switch in and out of these communication methods. It's like Mercury, all right. Gemini also governs, you know, our familiarity, people, places, and things, familiar surroundings, familiar habits, okay? Information that, you know, we picked up early through our local environment and through how we related to our local environment. So Mercury and Gemini people are very aware of their environment, and they pick up, these people pick up so much context clues. Like, you could throw them in a new environment and they're able to just pick up on things in their environment to the point that when they start having their first couple of conversations with people in the environment, they damn near could blend in and you think they from that place. So this is why, like, yeah. If you have Mercury and Gemini, you watching this, you know how you gets down with communicating. You know you could jump in this bag and jump in that bag and jump. It's the twins. It's duality. All right. It's immutable air. So it's multiple ways of communication. It's flexible with communication. So just like how I said you could throw them in that environment. I think I said this on a live on IG. You could have a Gemini person, but this applies to Mercury and Gemini. You have a Mercury and Gemini person being in the hood, in a crazy hood party, up to 2 a.m. at night, and be at a Wall Street job interview at 7 a.m. Two different communication styles and blending like it ain't nothing. Blending like it ain't nothing. You feel me? That's how adaptable they are mentally. So could be enticed to feel like you can manipulate or organize things or get from point A to B in your life doing certain things based off how you feel like you can talk your way into certain doors, because these people do be talking their ways into certain doors. These people do talk their ways into opportunities. These people are natural networkers, all right? Mercury and Gemini are natural networkers. And this is the thing about Mercury and Gemini. Just because Gemini is a communication sign doesn't mean that this person is like super communicative, just super open and communicative. Yes, Mercury wants to push it out, but you know, depending on your sun sign is gonna definitely, you know, alter how it gets pushed out, how the actions get pushed out. So we know Cancer is already a more conservative, reserved sign. It's a water sign dealing with the internal energies, all right, and the feelings and emotions. Taurus is a feminine energy too. It's more so dealing with receiving, all right. It's dealing with being more practical about pushing before it's pushing out any action or expression. So the Cancer and the Taurus with Mercury and Gemini are going to be just way more analytical and critical about their value system and what they're being practical about, which is the Taurus and Taurus with the Mercury and Gemini, and the Cancer is going to be real critical about how it deals with the feelings and emotions and how other people affect its feelings and emotions and whatnot. So you'll have a Cancer that's dealing with you and may know to detach itself in a certain situation that is not matching its feelings and emotions or his overall emotional temperament. But the Mercury in Cancer is like, if it's a relationship, whatever, instead of getting in that detached mode or you know, showing that they don't care, like they gonna get to the detail of a lot of things that alter the feelings and emotions. And Cancers already deal with the past day water, so if they got a Mercury and Gemini, oh boy, they don't forget anything. Cancers with Mercury and Gemini, god damn, good luck. They don't forget a damn thing. I'm talking about this is just regular Cancers. I'm talking about they could regular Cancer, you date them. Let's say they picked up in the beginning phases when you guys just getting to know each other. They picked up on a red flag, but they ain't expressed nothing about it, whatever. They just soaked up in it, kept it in their memory bank. But let's say you guys, nothing evolved out of that red flag. Like it just stayed like a little notice, just like a little red flag or whatever. It didn't blow up into nothing for sure, nothing really. You just peeped it as a Cancer. Then later down the line, let's say you guys dating for 2 years. 2 years and no issues, but something happens in 2 years that causes y'all to break up. Y'all will go back to that one red flag like, I motherfucking knew it. I knew it. I can't trust nobody. And the Mercury and Gemini Cancer, they gonna show, oh man, it's Photoshop memory. Mercury and Gemini can be forgetful with, they can be a little forgetful because they're dealing with a lot of thoughts. Gemini is mutable air, so it's entertaining all type of thoughts. It don't even be like, Geminis love to learn about shit that they're not even really into. They just love to pick up information about new shit. That's why they manifest into a lot of jack of all trades. They know a little something about everything. All right, those will be Gemini. So you put Mercury in Gemini, you really have somebody downloading all the time, analyzing or observing all the time. Start dating somebody, they analyzing, observing everything. They throwing out different communication methods, they saying things to see how this person react to that, saying that to see how this person react to that. Like, okay, all right, bet. I bet. That's how you communicate. That's how you respond to certain things like that. All right, let me mentally download that. Mercury and Gemini. Let me make sure. All right. So let's get into some bullets. So I make sure I don't forget certain things. These people articulate themselves very well. All right. They articulate themselves very well, and you know, growing up, Mercury and Gemini, these people, they're definitely aware of how people in their household and people around them and people at school and people in their neighborhood communicate, relate, you feel me, and interact. They're definitely aware of this. They're definitely studying. They're definitely peeping things, comparing and contrasting things between communication methods. So these kids, as a kid, you probably knew so much. You talking a little quicker than other kids, using other words other kids ain't using. You looking at your parents looking at you like, fuck, you know all that, them words. How you know what that mean? Must have heard me and your dad talk about something. Must have heard me and your mom talk about something. Me and your sister, brother talk about something, huh? Picking up all that, like, they gonna collect shit when it comes to they words and how they, you know, wanna express certain ideas that they have. So these people, that's why I said earlier, these people are beasts with picking up context clues. They could jump into a group conversation, not know shit about what they talking about, and just hear the conversation for a couple seconds, and you think they know everything about that conversation. They end up governing the conversation. But they really wasn't even saying nothing about shit. They was just continuing to critique things and make it sound like they're critiquing it from an aspect that they knew about it already. Mercury and Gemini is crazy. Like, y'all crazy mentally. Y'all crazy mentally. Like how y'all able to just pick up information, context clues, and just adapt. Make it seem like you know about some shit. Motherfuckers calling you after like, yeah, let me take your number, man. What was all that you were saying about this, that, and the third? I gotta call you tomorrow. Let's chop it up about that. Mercury and Gemini person have you thinking they know all about that shit. So I gotta say, don't trust it, but they end up manifesting into articulating themselves very well. All right, it could be real savvy. All right, them Tauruses with the Mercury and Gemini, because we know Tauruses like how they present themselves. All right, you know Tauruses know they like how they present themselves. You know what they got on, what they wearing, what brand they wearing, makeup, her, all that. Her gotta be all that. So it's like, when you got the Mercury and Gemini now, it's gonna be, you know, may get to real detail about, you know, how it presents itself and how it comes off to others or whatnot. All right, get real detailed about that when it's expressing itself. So, and the way they articulate, more so, that was the point I brought it up. The way they like, these be the Tauruses just be smooth with the way they say certain shit. You feel me? Some of y'all know some Tauruses they just smooth. They got it like that. You feel me? They just real smooth. Gemini and Mercury and Gemini Tauruses, they just get real word savvy. Geminis with Mercury and Gemini, man, like I said, real adaptable, can walk into all different type of doors based off how they can pick up context clues, how it can make you think they know a lot about some shit, all right? Now, these people, it's kind of hard for them to entertain a single thought, because since it's mutable air and Mercury's so curious, these people they develop so much different perspectives, different ways of looking at things, thinking about things, entertaining one single thought. So you want somebody that has multiple perspectives, a multiple way of seeing some things, you go holler at a Mercury and Gemini person, all right? And, you know, they receive things in dualistic, multiple perspectives. So don't be surprised when you're telling a Mercury and Gemini person about a certain issue or whatnot, because a lot of times us humans, we have a way of trying to tell people about certain issues, and we want to hear, we be wanting to hear certain things instead of having a raw, direct, genuine solution idea. We just be wanting to hear certain things, make us feel a little better about the situation or whatnot at times. So it's like, Mercury and Gemini person, you come to this person with issue, they gonna have all type of different perspectives, ideas, how to look at things, how you was wrong, how you was right, how the other person was wrong or right. Like, you know, and if you really looking for somebody to show you different ways to look at things, that's what they gonna do. Mercury gonna be like, okay, conversation, okay, what's the subject and topic? Okay, let me see how many ways I can break this down mentally. How many different perspectives I could, feel me? break this shit down, analyze this shit, observe this shit, you know? So that's that with them. All right. Mercury and Gemini, y'all put a lot of thought into things. I mean, a lot. I mean, more than you should sometimes. We talking to a Mercury Gemini about something today. Call the motherfuckers 2 weeks later, and they like, what's good, bro? Now I'm still shit, cleaning up, doing this and that. Yeah, that shit's still crazy though, about boom, 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 and you like, damn, you putting that much thought into it? It bees like that sometimes. It bees like that sometimes. And Geminis are very light energy, so they can't forget things a lot. They can't brush things off because they don't like dealing with heavy emotion. The Gemini energy don't like dealing with heavy emotion. But there's a little different when we're talking about Cancer. A little different when we're talking about the Cancer with Mercury and Gemini. But even though the Gemini energy is light and could brush things off, Mercury and Gemini, it just, because sometimes it could get stuck on one thought because it's just breaking it down that much. It's breaking it down that much. So this is why earlier, just in the intro, I was just basically saying these people like things that stimulate the minds, because that's what Mercury and Gemini wants to do. It wants to break something down. These people, if they're placed in any type of careers or situations where they need to find information, investigate some shit, Mercury and Gemini are gonna find something. I don't know if they're gonna solve the whole case, but they're gonna find some of the key things in that case. All right. So shit. Now, they put a lot of thought into things. All right. Conversation can make them feel lively. All right. Like I said, they don't even be caring about what the subject topic is, what they talking to somebody about. The conversation, they want to connect, they want to relate thoughts and ideas. That just stimulates Mercury. Mercury don't want to be alone, and Gemini's like, where the people to talk about? I thought I was in Gemini. Like, where's the conversations? Where's the mutable relatability? All right, so when the Mercury and Gemini type of person don't really have, you know, some sort of exchange of the thoughts and ideas with people, you know, once they jump into that can really make them feel lively, make them feel like they living again, Mercury and Gemini. Besides that, they're already going to be doing things that stimulate the mind, whether it's reading, the type of games that they play that make them have to find certain strategies to win the game. They don't like just eat. My fault, y'all, somebody just called me. But for the most part, you know, yeah, they don't like doing, if they're gonna be playing video games. See, I feel like some astrologers be a little corny, be saying things like, oh, Mercury and Gemini, yeah, they love reading, and they love doing things that you know, make them think, and you know, no, like one placement not gonna determine everything about your appearance and what you be into. Like, it don't work like that. Like, Mercury and Gemini could be a gamer, a wrestler, a rapper, but how they use Mercury as being a rapper, wrestler, video gamer, they gonna be real analytical about how they wrestle, rap, play video games. They're going to be constantly breaking down the different ways that they do these things, and how the different ways how other people do these things, to help them learn how they do it, to make them gain more information about how they could do things. All right. So Mercury and Gemini is going to be analytical in all fields it's in. Okay. Mercury and Gemini people can be really interchangeable within one field. All right, so if it's a music artist, they could start doing music and then start being an exec and then running a label and then jumping back into making music and then, you know, getting into investing, and all in the same field, being an A&R, and you feel me, doing some publishing. Like, these people, once again, it's hard for them to entertain a single thought. So when they tunnel vision into something, all right, career-wise, there's always going to be a sense of wanting to evolve into something, evolve mentally. So when you're in a state of trying to pick up more information, that state, that curiosity will lead you into other things in the industry. So it's not saying that that's the intention, like, oh yeah, I'm going to be so versatile and flexible to able to do everything in the industry. No, over time, they started as an artist, but when they went in the booth and the engineer was mixing, they like, yo, what does that do? What does that? Oh, so that. Oh, that's what gets the pitch of the auto tune. That's what. Okay, all right. And this is what program you using? It's Logic? Okay. All right. Why you use Logic? So if they constantly doing that every time they go make music, shit, in a year they gonna be able to mix their own shit. Always analyzing and studying this and that. They're already trying to pick up the details on how to make their music better or whatnot. They already, when they listen to their own music, goddamn, the way they could critique themselves is crazy. All right, you feel me? But Mercury and Virgo is probably, Mercury and Virgo, the critiquing is way crazier. It's way crazy with Mercury and Virgo. But Mercury and Gemini, like I said, is a little light, so it could get past things a little bit, push things out. Because the artist is gonna be real critical of their music, but it's mutable air. So it's gonna be thirsty, anxious, and, you know, motivated to want to relate the music, get it out. The Mercury and Virgo person is receiving. So the Mercury and Virgo person is very analytical, sees a lot of details, but maybe sinking back and seeing so much details, trying to receive so much that it's not pushing out as much to really experiment and see the results of what the external realm think, or how something's manifested into the external realm, to see it from other perspectives. The Mercury and Gemini person gonna know the results of their shit quicker than the Mercury and Virgo, because they relating it quicker. They're relating it quicker. You feel me? That's what they feel like is gonna help them get more information, not just keeping it to themselves all day. All right. So this is another reason why they kind of be feeling down a little bit when they don't got people to relate to for the most part. Now, but over time, like I said, so over time, them being so studious in that type of way, the artist can turn into the engineer. Now the Mercury and Gemini person has a career mixing music while still working on a music career. So look how they just fell into a career path based off of how much they was trying to pick up in their environment. All right, so there's a lot of placements that we could look at for a career, but at the same time, a lot of people fall into certain careers for them based off of, you know, a single energy or whatnot, how it played out, and they were able to utilize that energy within career path to build stability. These people can be flirtatious in a mind penetrating type of way. I don't know if y'all could, hold on, let me see if we're gonna focus up. So if y'all see me squinting at my own shit, family, this is why. I know some of y'all like, damn, why you stuttering reading your own shit? This is why. This is why. But Mercury and Gemini, the Taurus and Cancers might write script, write real elegant. The Gemini though, the Gemini might not have time for all that. They shit might be a little bit more. They gonna be able to read it. Mercury and Gemini notes probably look worse than mine's. Probably gonna look worse than mine, but guess what? When they read it, it's going. That's some Mercury and Gemini shit. I got Mercury and Scorpio, so shit. I seen somebody tweet saying Mercury and Scorpio have bad handwriting, so we're gonna have to get to the science of that in another day. But anyways. So yes, these people can be flirtatious in a mind-penetrating type way. So not like a Venus in Libra that's charming with the way they communicate, all right? That knows how to, you know, try to pick at what you like and whatnot, trying to relate what you like, relate the pleasures and whatnot, all right? Has a way of articulating themselves with words as well, too. The Mercury and Gemini person is flirtatious in a mind-penetrating way, because this person can be trying to, a lot of people get turned on by the effort of somebody trying to really get to know them. For real. Get to understand them. It's common for somebody in a relationship to want to be seen. All right? For things that they're quote unquote good at, usually seen at or whatnot. The Mercury and Gemini person is going to make the other person feel like, damn, this person really trying to know everything about me. See all the details about me. All right? Shit, because they trying to be up on the red flags and the positive things for the most part, but they really, it can turn a person on seeing how this person is communicating from a curious standpoint of wanting to get to literally know somebody and having a way of articulating themselves to make you give up some information, to the point you talking to this Mercury and Gemini person and you don't even know you gave up all this information about yourself. You later at night, you like, damn, like, this person know my whole life story, broke me down in that conversation. Mercury and Gemini. All right. So all right, family, that was the rundown of Mercury and Gemini to give you guys an energy breakdown of the characteristics, how Mercury is pushed out when it's in Gemini. All right, so I just want to give you guys, you know, some examples, some celebrities, some icons, some world-renowned names that have Mercury and Gemini to give you guys more visualization of how these energies may come out based off how you may see this person communicate. All right, may have the things you may remember this person may have been analytical about. All right, so, or how analytical, not what they were analytical about, excuse me, how analytical, how they critique things, okay, or just people that come to mind. So we got Marilyn Monroe, all right, Tom Cruise, Prince, we got Chris Brown, all right, Tupac. See, now Tupac was an example of a Gemini with Mercury and Gemini. You see how how much of his thoughts was pushed out. But he's an Aries moon, so he's like this little. He ain't got time for holding in on anything with all them energies, you know. With Gemini, Aries in the mix, yeah. Paul McCartney, Adele, Nikola Tesla, Che Guerrero. Oh, excuse me, that's like Guerrero. Che Guevara. Excuse me. I'm just scrolling through this joint mad fast, but I know he's a name that comes to mind for y'all. All right. I ain't know Chris Brown have Mercury in Taurus. Okay, 50 Cent, Cancer with Mercury in Taurus. All right. If you ever watched the 50 Cent interview, boy, that guy could talk. That boy would talk 20 minutes straight in the interview, breaking down all type of shit to one situation and go elsewhere and entertain so many different concepts. If you know 50 Cent, 50 Cent one of my favorite rappers of all time. If you know 50 Cent, watch how that Cancer talk in interviews. Watch how he break things down. Ask 50 Cent a question and see how long the answer is and how analytical and detailed the answer gonna be. Real cool, calm, and collective about how they answer it. The Gemini probably be more expressive, giddy, because Mercury ruled the nervous system. All right, we know the nerves. That's what's tingling before we even act. So Cancer, you know, the sun. It's already putting the sun in more of a receptive state, dealing with vibes. But the Mercury and Gemini, shit. Once it settled down on a thought or whatnot, settled down on the vibe, we're gonna get real analytical about that vibe, about that situation, that experience, that past experience. Ask 50 Cent about some shit that happened with G-Unit game beef or something all years ago. He can get real analytical about some situations. It's 50 Cent. All right. So those are just a couple of names, y'all. Those are just a couple of names. Give y'all some representations, all right? Muammar al-Gaddafi, all right? You try to get the gold, you try to get the currency, the new currency popping. So, family, Karl Marx. Family, that was Mercury and Gemini, all right? Go ahead, like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff for the most part. For readings on that, you guys know to get in contact with me. You guys could DM me on IG, or you could check out my website at gardenandconsciousness.com, all right? And check out everything we got going on over there. I've been working on ebook courses, all right? And I got a couple of things in the works, family, all right? So you guys want to stay tuned for that. And next episode, we'll be getting into Mercury and Cancer. Until then, family, peace.